Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hub YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be showing you guys the very best possible FPL team for the upcoming season. This team, according to Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool, has a 100% team rating. It literally cannot be improved. It is the best possible team right now. As you can see on screen, I've blurred the players, but the team rating is 100%, 66.4 predicted points for game week 1. You're not going to see much better than that. So stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to see the team in full, but I'm going to be going through each player position by position and talking about them and explaining why I think they might be in this team. Okay, so let's get into the team, starting with the goalkeepers. In goal, we've got Bart Verbruggen of Brighton, and another 4.5 million in there as well in Petrovic of Bournemouth. Now, I like both of these picks, to be honest. Verbruggen, yeah, very solid. He's been around for a while now in FPL, to be fair. 3.9 predicted points. He'd be the starting goalkeeper, but he rotates pretty well with Petrovic. And the reason I like Verbruggen and Petrovic is because they're only 4.5 million. You're not spending loads on a goalkeeper. It's quite an unpredictable position anyway, and they both play for pretty solid, established Premier League teams now that you'd expect to finish in the top half. There's a lot of love out there for keepers like Kelleher at 4.5 as well. I'm just not sure about the Brentford team this season, and I'm not sure the AI is either. As you can see, like, Kelleher's still there. He's on 14 points, to be fair. He's very similar to Petrovic and Verbruggen. Petrovic slightly higher in the predicted points. That is the predicted points over the first 4 game weeks, and Fantasy Football Hub do this for every single player in the game, by the way. But yeah, it's gone with Petrovic and Verbruggen, potentially just because they play for slightly better teams, and there's a little bit of uncertainty about Brentford and how well they're going to do this season. Before we get into the defenders, I just need to explain really what this is, right? So this team has been picked purely on predicted points, on data, using Fantasy Football Hub's AI. It is actually the AI team. Now, this team changes quite frequently. So on the day of recording, this is currently the best team according to AI, but it does change, obviously, based on news, based on injuries, transfers, form, if the data changes, anything really. This team could change, and it probably will change come game week 1. So if you want to stay up to date with what Fantasy Football Hub's AI team, that is the best possible team according to the data, is saying day by day, week by week, game week by game week as we get into the season, then sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. Link down below. It's currently 50% off as well. It's the best deal you'll get before the season starts. It's not going to get any better than that throughout the season. So sign up to have a look at the AI team whenever you like. Let's get back into it. Defenders. A couple of interesting picks here. First of all, we've got Cucurella, obviously of Chelsea, and I really like this pick. He was one that was in my initial draft when I first made my team when the game launched a week or 2 ago, but I'm not sure. He's sort of left my draft, and I'm thinking to myself, why? And seeing him in this best team, I'm thinking maybe he should be back in there. We all know how good he is. He had a great season last year. After that shaky start, I know Chelsea fans like myself were, I don't know, not 100% on him, but he really has come flying back, and he's in his Brighton form, if not better these days. Had a great Club World Cup. Obviously has that attacking upside. Not sure about him from a defensive contribution standpoint, but the fixtures are excellent. I mean, look at those first 3. Palace at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home. And we know he can play super high, and he added goals to his game in the second half of last season. So he's in there for a reason. Players like Van Dijk and Gabriel, who have been in my team and still are, to be fair, aren't in this draft, which is interesting. But yeah, you can see it right there. Cucurella has more predicted points than any other defender in the game for the first 4 game weeks, and that is why he has to be in this team. Next up, Milenkovic, 19 predicted points over the first 4 game weeks. I think some form of Forest coverage in terms of their defense is pretty, I don't want to say essential, but I mean, I think they're a very strong defense. They're going to remain a very strong defense, I think. They haven't really sold any of their players from a defensive standpoint, and that defense was so good last year. Yeah, it overperformed, but it's very talented. Sells is a very good goalkeeper. Milenkovic and Murillo are absolute beasts. Then you've got Aina and Williams. Very, very solid. I think more of the same. And that midfield looks pretty consistent now as well, especially with Gibbs White signing that new contract. Milenkovic is in. the sort of contentious point there is Milenkovic over the likes of Murillo, Neco Williams, Aina. But as you can see, predictions here, Milenkovic should do slightly better than Murillo, who is the next best. And I think that is because of his attacking threat. Murillo is better for defensive contributions, or at least was last year. He was an absolute beast for them, one of the best players in the game. But Milenkovic has higher upside because he's just an absolute unbelievable threat from set pieces. So yeah, I think that is why he is in ahead of Murillo. Final defender, in terms of those that are starting, isn't actually on the first page here. We've got to go to the second to find Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Out of all 4.5 millions, he has the highest or the equal highest predicted points. Richards is there as well at 4.5 million, and that's it. So he is the highest in terms of the 4.5 bracket and predicted points. 17 predicted points over the first 4 weeks. It's very solid. He's not in my team, and I don't think he's going to be in my team. I just don't love the pick, but maybe I'm missing something here. The defensive contributions have been added to Fantasy Football Hub now, and I think that's why that's brought him up, because we all know how good he is at tackling 1v1s, especially interceptions, and he's added that attacking threat to his game. We saw that at the back end of last season, picked up a few assists for West Ham. Sunderland away, Chelsea at home, Forest away. I don't love the opening three, but he is in this team, and that rounds off this defence. Moving on to the midfield, Salah is in, as you can see. 30 predicted points over the first 4 game weeks, the highest of any player by a decent margin. I mean, 3 points doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it really is. He's in my team, a bit of a no-brainer. Look at the predicted points of the first game week, by the way. 1.4 ahead of Saka, 1.8 ahead of Haaland. That is loads. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're captaining Salah, you don't have Haaland, or if you're captaining Haaland, you don't have Salah. According to Fantasy Football Hub, that is a 3.6 point swing. Yeah, you can't get 3.6 points, but you know, when we're looking at predicted points and algorithms, that is really high. And that is kind of what this video is about. It's just going purely on the data, who is expected to score more points, and that clearly is Salah. Next midfielder is Saka. It's not Palmer. Palmer is not in this team. Saka is in this team. He's predicted to do better than Palmer. He's 0.5 cheaper, and the AI thinks he'll do better. So that's why he's in. Now that, I think, is where the sort of human side of this comes into play. You know, Palmer didn't have the best season last year, especially the second half. I mean, the first half he was very good, and obviously he was elite at the Club World Cup. But by his standards, he wasn't where he wanted to be, especially in terms of his output in the second half of the season. Perhaps that has carried over into the numbers here, and that's why he is below Saka. But Saka is in. I don't see him in many drafts, but United away could be a great fixture. Leeds at home is a phenomenal fixture. Then he goes to Liverpool, which is very tough. Let's have a look at the longer term fixtures here. Forest at home, City at home, Newcastle away, West Ham at home. The predicted points are kind of saying, well, we don't really care about the fixtures. Saka is Saka, and he's so elite. Obviously, they've added Gyökeres as well up top, so that's going to make them stronger. I don't know about Saka. I don't think he's going to be in my team. I think I'm going to go with Palmer. I am a Chelsea fan. I also think there's a chance that Saka loses penalties to Gyökeres, but yeah, he's in this team. And he's not the last Arsenal midfielder. Declan Rice is in. Look at that. Look how high Rice is. Nobody is talking about him at all, but according to Fantasy Football Hub, he is the 5th best midfielder over the opening game weeks this season. Isn't that crazy? 6.5 million, and he's around the likes of Bruno and Palmer in terms of his predicted points. He added goals and assists to his game last year. It was his best attacking season by some way. He's obviously in that more advanced midfield role now. He's very good at free kicks. 22 points. I mean, look at the company he's in. It's insane. I'm not sure I'm that bullish on him, but we're going to see with defensive contributions how that affects a player like Rice. He could do so well. It's worth saying as well, of course, that the new defensive contributions, DEFCONs, CBIT, CBRIT, whatever you want to call it, is of course included in this data, in these predicted points. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But Rice is in this team. Let me know your thoughts on him down below. A very controversial one. The next midfielder is Matheus Cunha. I mean, he's in the thumbnail. He's not in anyone's teams, but he's in the AI team. It's shocking. I had to put him in the thumbnail of this one because, you know, I've not thought about him at all. Have United fans even thought about him? I don't know, but maybe we are overlooking him a little bit. It's where the human sort of side of this game will come into it, as I mentioned with previous players. He's gone to a new club, United. Obviously, they've been in sort of turmoil over the last for almost a decade now. Maybe it's even more than a decade. I don't know when Sir Alex left. A long time ago now. But Cunha is in. He was obviously electric last year, and I think that's why he does so well based on the numbers of last year. We'll wait and see how that plays out, but according to the data, he is a great pick at 8 million, which is mental, but there we go. That is the midfield. Now getting into the forwards, this is where it gets interesting. I've just noticed that Gyökeres at 9 million has come in with 22 predicted points, the third best forward according to Fantasy Football Hub. That is a positive sign for Arsenal fans. He's not in this team. Chris Wood, though, is. And I feel like we are forgetting about how good Chris Wood was last year. I just loved having him in my team. He was probably my favourite player to own last year. He was incredible value. And again, Forest's fixtures are so good at the start of the season. They have arguably the best fixture run, probably the second best behind Chelsea. But Brentford at home, Palace away, West Ham at home, Arsenal away is the tough one. But Burnley away, Sunderland at home. That is phenomenal. 2 out of 3 promoted clubs. Brentford at home first game, West Ham at home third game. What a run. It's the sort of games that you'd expect Wood to do well in. I think there are a lot of other shiny toys around now in the sort of forward bracket. Let's not forget how good Wood has been. The AI certainly hasn't. Next up, we do have one of those shiny new toys in João Pedro. As you can see, very good really for 7.5. 20 predicted points over the first 4. And yeah, I just mentioned Chelsea's fixtures. Palace at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home, Brentford away, United away might be decent. Then it's Brighton at home before Liverpool. Very, very strong. I don't know where I stand on him. I'm going to struggle not to put him in my team because I think his ownership is going to be so high. I just think that Delap is going to take minutes off him, even if he's doing really well. I don't see him being a 90-minute man. I think he will get subbed early. So I'm not sure. I want my players to play 90, which is why I like Wood, to be fair. He often plays 90 or at least, 80-ish minutes. He's obviously a great player. And I'm sure at some point in the season, and it may well be from game week 1, he's going to be tremendous value. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there could be a little bit of rotation there. If something's not going right in a game, he could be the one to come off and Delap go on. Alternatively, you could say he can play in so many different positions that somebody else might go off and then he might change position and Delap could come on up top. He could go into number 10. Palmer could go right. Who knows? He's definitely a very good pick. I'm just not 100% sure. And then the final starter is Wissa. Now this is where I disagree because I'm not sure that Wissa is going to be in the right sort of headspace at the start of the season. But if he is, and if he does stay at Brentford, it could be amazing. Look at Gibbs White. He was, well, I don't know exactly what happened there, but Tottenham apparently bid his release clause, so he should have gone. And I think Gibbs White was pushing for that move as well. But now look at him. He signed a new contract, ready to start the season strong at Forest. Could the same happen with Wissa? Maybe. If it does, the fixtures are really strong for him. And we know how good he has been. With Mbeumo gone as well, I mean, who's going to be on penalties there? I'm not sure about this one. I think that Brentford will just be generally weaker. So I'm not sure on Brentford players, which is why I'm sort of happy that Kelleher isn't in this team as well. But yeah, if he stays, if he signs a new contract, look at him. He's 5th here in this list among the likes of Isak and Watkins. Interestingly, look at Isak. He's down at 2.8 predicted points for game week 1 because there's so much uncertainty there. But Wissa, according to AI, is still pretty solid. We'll wait and see come game week 1 if that position in particular changes. But that is the starting 11. Okay, let's round this team off then. As you can see, only 13.5 million left. The AI has gone with 2 4 million defenders in Reynildo and Esteve of Sunderland and Burnley respectively. The AI expects both of them to start. Reynildo with 3.7 predicted points game week 1 is really strong. Look at that, almost at Wan-Bissaka levels. If these two both do start and are consistent starters, they might be absolute gems, in part because of the changes to the rules with the defensive contributions. If you've got a player like Reynildo who is good for defensive contributions, then the floor there, if he hits it consistently, is like 3 or 4 points. Sunderland might lose 1-0. He might not even get the clean sheet, but if he plays over 60 minutes, 2 points, and then gets the defensive contributions, that's 4 points, which is amazing value for a 4 million defender. Obviously, it's not going to happen every week, but similar with Esteve, very, very strong potential options, and it means you can put more money into your actual starting 11. The last player is Caicedo, which it's just another crazy pick. It's just a pure DEFCON pick. He's going to be the 8th attacker, but he is just going to be so consistent. I mean, a lot of us have got Anderson. I think he's a very similar player to that. I think I would personally go with Anderson over Caicedo. Maybe Caicedo is going to be more consistent with those DEFCONs though. I mean, he was the best player in the entire game for defensive contributions last year. So I think that is why the AI has gone with him. But there we go. That is the team for Game Week 1. According to Fantasy Football Hub's AI, the very best possible team you can build right now. So there it is, fully revealed. The team Game Week 1, 66.4 predicted points, a team rating of 100%. Pretty insane stuff. If you would like to compare your own team and get your own team rated, you can do so for free. See how close it is to 100%. Click the link in the description down below and import your team. It's very simple. Just upload a screenshot, and Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool will give you a team rating percentage. Just for clarity and for transparency, mine is currently 91%, nowhere near 100%. See if you can beat me. See how close you get to 100% team rating. Again, it's completely free. Link to do that is down below in the description and the pinned comment. And then if you do want to see the AI team every single game week across the season, if you want to win at FPL pretty much, sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. Currently 50% off. Thank you guys very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and sign up to Fantasy Football Hub.